For more on the policy, we're now joined by my colleague Xing Zheming. Hello there, Zheming. Well, first of all, tell us more details about this policy. How are the foreign talents going to be benefited?
Thanks, Donna. Well, the Beijing policies are part of the broader campaign that will attract more foreigners that will benefit from these policies now. And we know that Beijing actually, its policies big cities like Beijing and Shanghai have unveiled policies that will encourage more foreign talents to work and even settle down in China. More cities will also launch similar favorable policies and that will join the campaign. In Beijing's Zhongguancun area or China's Silicon Valley, there is a program that will allow foreign experts, entrepreneurs, and even young students looking for internships to enjoy better access and services. The world's second largest economy is seeking new ways forward. The Chinese government hopes the country can thrive as a global innovation hub and sees foreign experts and entrepreneurs as a way of achieving this.
China actually was in the last number of years, in the last 5-6 years actually, they want to transform from attracting financial capital to attracting human capital. So that's a great transformation from population dividend to the talent dividend.
But high thresholds and lengthy application process for work permits have put many foreigners off in the past.
China benefits from talent, from international talent being here. The government should have these policies to allow the free flow of people, of information, talent, technology, and so forth.
Things are changing. The central government, along with the Beijing and Shanghai municipal governments, are trying to provide better services for foreign experts. A pilot program will start in China's Silicon Valley, Zhongguancun in Beijing.
In the past, if you apply a green card, you need 6 months process and date, sometimes even longer, 12 months. Now the new regulation commits that they're going to finish the application in 50 days. So it's very fast, actually. And then for the first time in the history of China, the Ministry of Public Security is going to establish a permanent resident processing center in Zhongguancun. It's the first green card application and processing center in Beijing. So that has never happened in the past.
But who can enjoy the fast-track green card application? Foreign members of startup teams in the Zhongguancun area and the foreign tech talent who are hired by firms in the area. Overseas Chinese with a PhD qualification or better, and overseas Chinese with long-term entrepreneurial plans.
China benefits from overseas Chinese that want to come home, maybe retire, maybe invest.
To attract more young talent, companies in the Zhongguancun area can now hire foreign students who even study abroad as interns. Foreign students who are studying in Beijing-based universities can start their own businesses in Zhongguancun. Experts say the policies, if successful, can be and will be applied in other regions. Well, foreign talents are key to China's economic development as the country is transforming from a labor-intensive to a high-end industrial economy. The Center for China and Globalization did research comparing the Zhongguancun area in Beijing and the Silicon Valley in California. On the number of talents, there are about 1 million people working and living in both tech hubs. Meanwhile, international talents account for almost 40% of all talents in the Silicon Valley, while in Zhongguancun, international talents only account for just 1%. And among them, 70% of our overseas Chinese or Chinese with overseas work and education background. This means Beijing needs to speed up and work really hard to bridge the huge talent gap to make it a global innovation and tech hub. Back to you, Dongning.
Back in 2004, China started to issue green card to foreign talents, and many top-level foreign talents, for instance, Edwin Ma in CCTV, have benefited from this green card policy indeed. But the question is, how important is a Chinese green card? How important is this green card to a foreign talent in China?
Well, it comes in many aspects, and we can see that since 2004, China's green card system has been upgraded for several times to provide better services. And just 2 weeks ago, a newly released State Council circular says green card holders can enjoy more services in finance, education, healthcare, transportation, as well as for employment and driver's license applications. Green card holder can even be involved in China's social security system. Our colleague Hou Yun has talked to a scientist who acquired a green card 5 years ago. Take a look.
It's not easy to find a foreigner with a Chinese green card, even in the capital Beijing. John Moore is one of the lucky ones. The 54-year-old British climate expert was chosen in 2001 by China's 1,000 Talents program, an initiative which attracted to China some of the most promising talent in various fields. He was granted permanent residency a year later. Moore said the biggest change after he got the green card was in transportation.
2 days ago when I came back from Finland, there was a big line at the foreign queue, to go through the passport control. So I just asked one of the chiefs there, can I go to the Chinese one? And he said, yeah, sure. And I showed my permanent residence card. And so I went through in 1 minute compared with waiting maybe half an hour.
With the property and 20 years of his life invested in Finland, Moore made a decision to come to China in 2009. Moore says China can offer scientists like him opportunities and resources that Finland cannot.
The atmosphere in China is much more to reward the achievements. If you are very good, if you can prove that you are good at what you do, then you will be given resources naturally.
Moore says he's now enjoying life in Beijing. He's kept busy attending seminars and doing scientific projects with his students at the Beijing Normal University during the week. On weekends, he spends his precious time with his family and indulging in his hobbies, modern Chinese arts and experimental music. And realizing the impact of his residency permit, Moore hopes more hardworking international talent can get the same chance he did.
If they can have an easier life here in China, it means that they will be more willing to stay, and it means that they'll be more effective in the kind of work that they're doing because they don't have to worry about the domestic bureaucracy so much.
It is widely believed that offering permanent residency is an important way to attract overseas talent, and easier application procedures and lower threshold will likely to encourage more foreign talent to stay in China to help the country to complete the transition of economic growth. Hou Yun, CCTV, Beijing.
China has established its first green card application center in Zhongguancun area in Beijing. Experts believe this is the very first step for China to establish a Bureau of Migration in the future. There's hope that more talented foreigners and overseas Chinese will come to China to study, work, and live. And that's it from me. Back to you,
we're going to have more colleagues from more different countries.
Definitely.
All right, thank you very much, Xin Zheming, reporting from the studio in Beijing.